I'm going to make a header for this site using Google Drawing. So in your Drive, you want to go New, and then on the More menu, you're going to choose Drawing. So you've got a blank Google Drawing. But first of all, you need to match up the size of your drawing with the size of the width of your site. So on your site, go on the Settings wheel and go on Edit Site Layout. And it will start off by saying Theme Default there. Click on Custom and put in either 1000px or 1100px, and you must write the whole thing out, px, and you must hit return at this point, otherwise it'll ignore you. Now you know the width that you want to make your site header. So on your untitled drawing at the moment, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call it header so that you know what you're looking for later. And then on the file menu, I'm going to go on page setup. It says standard because that's the standard size page it gives you when you first start a drawing. You're going to click on custom, and we are on pixels. So we want 1000 by 200 because you don't want your header to be too big, otherwise there's too much scrolling to do to get to the actual information. Okay, so there's our header. So we want a background in it. So on Google Images, I just searched for swirl pattern, and on search tools here, on images, on search tools, I chose size and I went large because I don't want a small pattern that's going to look pixely when I drag it out to my drawing. So I chose the large option. I'm going to click on that one, and then all I need to do is grab hold of that, pull it onto the tab where my header is, careful not to drop it on the tab, pull it down to your drawing, and you've got your background drawing sorted. Right, so I'm going to pull it the width that I want it, hopefully. Now I'm probably going to need to crop this. I'm going to use the crop tool here just to crop a bit of the bottom off so that when I pull it, I can get the proportions right. And I'll drag it over there. Just going to go on view and make sure that it says it fits. I'm going to go 50% just to make sure. There we go. Just pull that up and then you can see the bottom. Okay, so there's my background. It's going to go on view fit again so I can see it all. Now I want to put my title on. So I'm going to put the reason why I'm typing it down here instead of on the actual header itself is so that I can see it, because if I do a text box on here, I'll show you, you won't actually be able to see what you're typing because it's quite an ornate pattern. So I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to choose a font. There's quite a reasonable selection of fonts on Google Drawing, and if you want more you can just click on more fonts there. So I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to put it in the middle. Now because I want this to be a header box, I'm going to fill this box as well because at the moment it's transparent. So I'm going to make the fill of the box to be white. Then when I pull it over you can actually see my writing. I just need to adjust the size of it. What I like about Google Sites is it gives you those red guidelines so you know when you've got it in the middle. If you're really fussy like me and you like things right in the middle. Okay, so we've got a background and we've got a title. Now this is where it becomes important that you've given your header a name, because we're going to go on File and Download As, And if you haven't given it a name, it won't let you download it. So we're going to choose JPEG. So that's going to download that for us. So back on the site, got to get that out of the way so you can see better. We want to get that header up here. So we're going to go on the wheel and go on Manage Site. All the way down the bottom left hand side here, there's one called Themes, Colours and Fonts. Scroll back up there. It starts you off an entire page. You're going to choose Site Header. And on here you can see background image. At the moment it's theme. So you're going to click on the little mountain here and go find your header. Now mine should hopefully be in downloads. There it is. So just let that upload. And on the options menu here, where it says repeat, you're just going to change that to none. So there's no repeat of it. Make sure you save that and go back to your site. Now you'll notice that two things look really awful at the moment. One, that header doesn't seem to, we can't see it all, it doesn't fit in. And two, our original site name is still sitting over the top of it there. Looks pretty ugly at the moment. Easy to sort out. If you go on the wheel again and go on Manage Site, the first thing you see on the general menu here is this tick here. You can see your site name and there's just a tick there, show site name at top of pages. So I'm just going to untick that. It hasn't changed the name of your site, you just can't see it at the top anymore. So I'm going to save. So that has made that bit look a lot better. On the wheel, we're going to go on Edit Site Layout. If you hover over where your header is, it turns that grey colour and you get a little pop-up saying Edit Site Header. So you're going to click on it. And you don't want to use the theme default or a logo size, you're going to put a particular pixel number in there. So you're going to click in there, and we made our Google drawing 200. So that's where you're going to put that number. OK it. That will make that now fit your header that you've put in. Now you might still have a navigation box here. I'll put mine back in so you see what yours might look like. If you go on Manage Site, scrolling down on the general page, there's one that says Configure Search. That has probably ticked on yours at the moment, so you have a search box over here. Now I never particularly use the search box on my class site, so I like to get rid of that. It's up to you if you want to keep it on, but I like to get rid of that. I also think it doesn't look very attractive, right in the middle of my header there. So Manage Site. Make sure you're on the general menu. It's not too far down, so just scroll a little bit and it's there, Configure Search. Just untick that one, Enable Search, OK it. Save what you've done. And when you go back, you've got a nice clean header at the top there. So that's using Google Drawing to make a header for your Google site.